Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at Dedenne, a brand new Pokemon in the world of Pokemon Go. It is being released with the Festival of Lights event in Pokemon Go, and you can encounter it in the wild, or how I did, from a remote raid. Now, Dedenne is an electric and fairy type Pokemon with the moveset of Thundershock, Play Rough, and Discharge. It doesn't get up to Ultra League CP, so to test it out, I did some practice Great League battles with members of my Discord to test it out and see how it performs. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches. Match 1, Dedenne into Azumarill. This is a pretty good lead for us. We're going to overfarm, and the opponent tries to catch the Discharge onto Nidoqueen, but we have a hard punish for Nidoqueen in Diggersby. Now, as you can see, being an electric and fairy type Pokemon, Dedenne gets absolutely destroyed by Nidoqueen. So if you're going to run it, you definitely need a hard punish to Nidoqueen on the team, or you are going to be in a lot of trouble. We are able to take them out with an Earthquake, and I am expecting the Azumarill to come back in. Azumarill does come back in, and we are going to be able to get to this Earthquake, which will be doing a sizable chunk of health off of the Azumarill. That lands, and they're forced to throw to take us out, and at this point Diggersby has done its job, so I'm fine with letting this go. We bring in the Dedenne, and they have Galarian Stunfisk in the back. Fortunately, we are able to switch into the Lickitung, but this is a bait-dependent matchup, so this could get tough. We do successfully shield the Earthquake, but Galarian Stunfisk is again another very staple Metamon in the Great League that absolutely walls Dedenne. So it's a good thing that we do have the coverage in the back. Now, tough call. I decide to let it go, and we correctly no-shield the Rock Slide bait. That is absolutely massive. We are going to be going for the Power Whip. Power Whip would do a nice chunk of damage, but unfortunately, my opponent knows that and does commit the shield. I am going to be shielding up here, and I get baited again. Not looking good, and this will be the Earthquake, and this will be taking us deep into the red. I am fully expecting a swap at some point. They bring in the Azumarill, and I'm going to load the energy, and I'm going to switch back into Dedenne, go for the Discharge. Unfortunately, it just doesn't KO, and the opponent is able to reach a move. Ice Beam does get Dedenne low. Dedenne is able to farm down, but unfortunately, Dedenne looks to be in mud shot downrange for Galarian Stunfisk. We go for the Play Rough. That does okay damage. We're not able to reach the second. We're only able to get to the double resisted Discharge. Discharge gets it low. We get farmed down, and unfortunately, Lickitung loses CMP to Galarian Stunfisk. We get hit with the Earthquake, and that is a good game. Alright, hopping into the next match, we have Dedenne into Umbreon. So this is a matchup where, based off typing, we should be in a pretty good spot. We are a fairy type, so of course we are going to be resisting the snarls, and we can hit back with the Play Rough. Play Rough does do a nice chunk of damage, which is fantastic. Last Resort comes through, but Last Resort hits hard as well, and that's from an Umbreon, which isn't particularly tanky. Second match in a row, the opponent tries to catch onto a Nidoqueen, but we are able to hold our energy, and now we're going to be able to hard punish with Diggersby. Unfortunately, the Earth Power from Shadow Nidoqueen does hit very hard, so we can tank one, but after they shield, this will turn into a difficult baiting game. They have enough for a second Earth Power. I'm expecting a bait, so I call it, and it's just the Poison Fang. That is an absolutely massive bait call. We are going to be going for the Earthquake. Earthquake will take them out, and we now have switch advantage and shield advantage. I go for the Fire Punch. I definitely should have committed to the Earthquake and forced them to throw. We go for the Fire Punch. They switch out, and they have a Kanto Muck in the back. I try and get to the Fire Punch. I'm not able to do so, and I let myself get farmed down, which is a pretty big mistake. I should have just instantly brought in the Lickitung. Lickitung should be in a pretty good spot here, though, as we are exceedingly bulky. The opponent is just going for Thunder Punches, and I really don't have to shield the first couple. And now, we are going to start spamming out these Body Slams, and these Body Slams do hit rather hard on the Muck. We are going to be going for the second one, and if we can get the last shield, then this is massive. We're able to get the last shield. That's very good. I do want to shield this up, as Dedenne is very low, and my opponent switches and snipes, but at this point, I think I can actually let this go. The Umbreon is low enough where I just have to farm to 2 Discharges, and I believe I should be able to close out the match. We are going to shield up. It is the Last Resort. We farm up to the back-to-back Discharges. We are going to be going for the first to take out the Umbreon, and that Kanto Muck is low, so we're able to reach the second discharge. Dedenne will take out the Muck, and that is a good game. All right, hopping into the next match. Oh, it looks like we're back to daytime. Must have had my matches out of order there. And we have Dedenne into Hypno. We are going straight for the play rough. This is the harder hitting move. Let's see how much this does. That does do a solid chunk to Hypno. We switch in the Lickitung and we bait out a Snorlax. And this is a pretty okay matchup for the Lickitung, as honestly, we just outbulk the Snorlax. Unfortunately, we don't have superpower, but so long as we can correctly shield the first superpower, we should be in a pretty good spot here. We are spamming out these body slams. Again, the bulk and spamminess of Lickitung is absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend investing in one. It is definitely worthwhile. We're able to successfully call the body slam bait. That's huge. And now I am going to shield up, and it is the superpower. It's very nice. We will farm up to the back-to-back body slams. So if the opponent wants to preserve a switch, they're going to have to give me both shields. They shield up the first, we overfarm ever so slightly, and then we're going for the second. Second body slam does take them out, and we're able to win switch advantage. And the opponent has Galvantula in the back, and unfortunately, I try and click on the body slam. I accidentally just over tap, and I lose CMP. Absolutely terrible play by me there. But on the bright side, we will be able to align the Dedenne here with the Galvantula. They switch in the Hypno, and now we can bring in our Diggersby. They have Ice Punch, but honestly, Diggersby does not mind Ice Punches. It is exceedingly bulky, and since Dedenne is very, very frail, we need all the bulk we can get to help it out. We are going to be going for the Fire Punch. Fire Punch will take out the Hypno, and from here, unfortunately, the Galvantula really doesn't have a lot of play. I want to try and finish it off with a play rough, so we'll be going for the Fire Punch, and we get the shield. Oh, that is big. And now from here, I just want to kill it with Dedenne, so we should be in a good spot. We switch into the Dedenne. We are going for the play rough. Play rough should hopefully be taking out the Galvantula. It does, and that is a good game. All right, hopping to the next match. Dedenne into Swampert. Another Metamon that Dedenne has absolutely zero play against. So that is unfortunate. We are going to be switching into the Lickitung, and we bait out a Vigoroth. So at least our Diggersby will not have to face this, but things are not looking good whatsoever in this match. We are going to be going for the body slam and hoping that the threat of another one will entice the opponent to throw, and they do. The opponent throws, and that is big for us. Another body slam will take us out. We are going to bring in the Dedenne here. We should be able to tank one, and I'm thinking I might actually shield the next and try and Thundershock all the way down, because Play Rough should hit hard on the Swampert. Just not able to Thundershock down. They are able to get to their body slam. I will have to shield this up. And as you can see, the counters plus body slam able to get Dedenne deep into the red. This Pokemon is very glassy. We go for the discharge bait. They call it. And now we're going for the nuke move in Play Rough. Play Rough lands, does big damage. We try and snipe with the Diggersby, but unfortunately the Swampert lives on 1 HP. They're able to get off a Hydro Cannon, and they have Skarmory in the back, and things are looking rough for us, as Diggersby does have Fire Punch, but unfortunately our hardest hitting move, Earthquake, is going to be resisted. My only hope here is maybe I can stall out the switch clock long enough to try and kill it with a move from Dedenne, so we are going to throw as many Fire Punches as we can. Next Fire Punch does get the shield since they did Brave Bird, and we should be able to force shields, and then I'm hoping that the switch clock should be up. It is. We bring in Dedenne, and Dedenne gets air slash down. Dedenne, no! It is so glassy. It gets air slashed down by a Skarmory, and unfortunately we lose the game. All right, hopping to the next match. We have Dedenne into Gourgeist. I have two normal types in the back, so I am going to try and catch, and I'm not able to catch a Shadow Ball. That is unfortunate, but the opponent brings in Shadow Lapras, which tells me that they may not have a great response to a normal type in the back, which is good news for me. They do correctly shield the Power Whip, so nicely done by them. This is probably going to be the Skull Bash, but I do tank a Skull Bash. That Skull Bash does hurt quite a bit. We'll be able to land the Power Whip, but unfortunately due to the Skull Bash, the Lapras can comfortably survive it. Can they farm down? Yes, they're able to farm down. That's a little rough, but Dedenne does have loaded energy, so we are going to be going for the Discharge, and Discharge will be taking them out. Gourgeist does have the move. We are going to be shielding up. Just the Seed Bomb. Was a little bit worried about a potential Fire Blast there. They try and catch the Play Rough, and they have a Zoomeril in the back. So this is huge. This is the exact alignment we want for Dedenne. We have a big energy lead, and we are going to be able to apply so much pressure with these discharges. We're able to get it very low, and it's a Dedenne feature, so I'm going to shield it. We are going to shield up. We are going to farm down. And we are going to be going for the Play Rough onto the Gourgeist. Play Rough does do a solid chunk of damage. It is a CMP tie, so that works out pretty well for us. And from here, we're in a very comfortable spot where Diggersby can be brought into play. And Diggersby will be able to just Mud Shot down. Goes for the Seed Bomb. At this point, unfortunately, there's no win con for the opponent, and before we reach the 2 Fire Punches, we are able to farm down. All right, we have Dedenne into Toxicroak. Based on my backline, I cannot switch out, so we have to stay in and see how Dedenne fares in this matchup. As you can see, these resisted counters are doing a ton of damage to Dedenne, which is very unfortunate. Going for the Discharge there. We are able to get the shield. Again, we are building up and trying to bait the Play Rough. We are going to be shielding this, but Dedenne is at half health from resisted counters. This thing is so glassy. We are going to be able to farm it down, and down a shield, we're able to take switch. Let's see what they do have, and they bring in a Mandibuzz, so they might be incredibly weak to Dedenne in the back. I can't switch out because I can't have the Mandibuzz aligned against my Diggersby. We are going to be, again, going for a Discharge. We're able to get the shield, and the opponent throws right away to take us out. We will be able to align this with the Lickitung, and then we just have to hope that we've seen 2 counters for Diggersby, so hopefully they should have something weak to Diggersby in the back. Foul Play comes through, we tank it. Again, we are just farming up a bunch of energy, and we are going to try and get off these 2 Body Slams. Going for the first one there, over farming, and unfortunately they do get to another move. Big mistake by me not throwing the Body Slam when I had it. We are going to be throwing it now. This will be taking out the Mandibuzz, and we'll have to see what is in the back. And it is an Altaria, so this is terrible for us. They are triple strong against Diggersby. We are going to have to try and catch. We're farming up. Oh, we go to click on it, but we're just a turn too late. We will be taken out, and from here, unfortunately, Diggersby just cannot output enough damage to take out the Altaria. So this is very, very rough for us here. Unfortunately, the opponent was just triple strong, and sometimes that'll happen. Dedenne was able to take out both shields and 1.5 Pokemon, but Dedenne, with as frail as it is, just does not have a lot of sweeping potential overall. I go for 1 Earthquake, then we're going to try and go for 2 Fire Punches, but that's just not going to be enough. The Altaria will reach a move, and that is a good game. So final thoughts on Dedenne. It is a typing that we haven't seen before in Pokemon Go, but I honestly don't know if that typing does itself a ton of favors in the current meta. Being very, very weak to, among other things, Galarian, Stunfisk, Nidoqueen, Swampert, Bastiodon, all of which are seen a lot in the Great League meta, means that it's going to need a lot of help to succeed. And on top of that, it is very glassy. So I think you can succeed with it, but honestly, this feels like one where you can probably save your Stardust and not miss out on a whole lot. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.